In this video, I want to show you how you can build this automation that turns your customer reviews into a report that has the rational and emotional motives of your audience. It has the top 10 most mentioned positive aspects in your reviews, the most frequently mentioned claims that you can use for your marketing, as well as 10 ideas how you can turn the reviews into actual performing ads. So with that being said, I hope you join me to build this out live within Make.com. It's a free automation platform. And here is the whole scenario. You can find the blueprint also in the description below. But if you want to build it with me, then I hope you join me. So in the beginning, we need a module where we can input the reviews. And for this and for ease, I want to use Google Forms. So for this, we go to forms.google.com. We want to create a new form. And now you can, if you want, you can style it on your own. So let's name it. Okay, so now we need 4 inputs. The first one shall be about the product. So simply name it product. And then here, I have it in German, but here it's short answer. You can also refer to here the icon, so short answer. Then we add a new question, and then here we choose the long answer. And this is reviews number 1, because we have a limitation of how long the text is that we can put into this form. Therefore, we want to use multiple questions that we can use so that we can split up our reviews, but have the opportunity to still send everything over to ChatGPT to create us the reviews and the ad ideas. All right, so we duplicate it once again, long answer, reviews number 2. You can also here choose this to duplicate, then we have reviews number 3. All right, so that's everything we need. Then we name it so that we can reference it once again in Make.com. So reviews collection, automation, whatever you would like to do. And if you use the blueprint, then you also need to build out the form on your own. Okay, so now we publish it, click once on send. And before you do this here, you go to the link, you copy this link, and I will show you why. The reason for the first module, when we go to our scenario here in Make.com and we search for Google Forms, then you click on it here and then we choose watch responses. And then here you need to create a connection. If you do not have it yet, you simply click on add, log into your Google account, and then you have it here. And here we need to paste in the form ID. And this one you will find in the Google form that I showed you here. It's here between the /, and now here is a long string. You can copy it. I can show you also like this. So you have here in the beginning, okay, so you have /d/e/1f. In this case here, this is where it starts here. This is where we want to begin copying, because this is the ID, and then we do not copy until the end, but until the next slash. We do not use the slash, but the last sign, and we copy this. And then here in our scenario, we'll paste it into our form ID. Okay, so now it should be put in. And then as limit, this means how many Google Form submissions will be put in with one run. And we want to limit it to 1 because I assume you will have different products and therefore it does not make sense to mix the products. Then we click on OK. And then for now, we choose here from now on. All right, so this is our first module. Next, we need another Google Form module, and this is here, get a response. So here we watch out for new responses, and when this one is triggered, then we pull in the data. here, we go in here, we copy the form ID, paste it in here. And then under response ID, when we're in here, we choose here from the first module, the response ID. This will then be automatically pulled into the next module. Now we sign off with OK. And now we have already the data that we put in that gets pulled here into make.com. As a next module, we want to split it up into two phases. First of all, we want to use AI to understand the testimonials themselves. So first we filter, we sort, we do not yet create ideas. First of all, we create an analysis. We could for sure create everything into one module or one prompt, but then it would do so many single tasks bunched together that the quality of the output will be lower. Therefore, we split it up into two phases. First of all is data analysis, and second is creation of new ideas. And therefore, we have then in the end a higher quality output. Okay, so now we go to OpenAI as a module and then create a completion. So here you need to create a connection to OpenAI. If you do not have it yet, then you also need to purchase some tokens. You will find a lot of tutorials here on YouTube to get to know how to do this. Next, here you choose either create a chat completion GPT module if you do not see it as a preference or it's already in here for you. And then as the module, we choose 𝗏𝗏 mini because it has a quality output for tasks like this and is very, very cheap to run. Okay, so now next we need to put in here the message, and this is where we put in the prompt. For the role, we have 3 different types of roles that we can choose. If you have not yet used make.com or OpenAI with make.com, then I will simply explain it to you in a very easy way. System is like the role that you assign to ChatGPT. User is what you want the system to do. And assistant is supportive assets, for example, the output that you want to have with examples. So first of all, we need system. And I will copy over the prompt that I already have written now, and then I will explain it to you. All right, so now as the system, I want ChatGPT to be an expert level marketing research analyst with a data-driven perspective to understand all the data. Then here, if you want, you can read it on your own or use the blueprint that already has it inserted here. But lastly, we need to now connect the data from the Google form into this prompt so that it will be automatically updated and sent to ChatGPT. Here we have two spots that we need to fill. First of all, the product. And for this, you need to select here from the Google form submissions. But now you probably have the same experience like I do. You cannot select anything that says product. And this is why the reason for this is because Google Forms has not yet pulled in any data that we can then select as an example so that make.com understands about the nature of the data that we will receive. So for this, for now, we keep this empty. We click OK to save it for now. Also, never forget to save your blueprints if you're building it out with me. And then next, we want to paste in data and submit the form one time so that we know about the data structure. And for this, now you can copy all of your reviews. I have here pulled in some example reviews from Amazon, and I will simply copy all of them. And then next, I will here submit it one time. So I will go to the link here. I open this. Okay, so now my product, in this case, it's a Fire TV stick. And then reviews. I will paste everything into reviews 1, and then I will see if it's too long or not by clicking on send. In this case, it was enough. Maybe you will receive an error, then you will need to split it up and put it into reviews 1 and reviews 2. That's why we created different fields. Okay, so now we go back to our scenario on make.com and we make a right click on the first module because we want to run this module now with the data that we choose. So first we click on choose where to start and we click on choose manually, and then it will search for any submission that has come. Okay, now it has not been found. So there is an error from make.com. I will quickly fix it. All right, so this is how it should look now also on your end. When you choose manually, you can select one of the entries here. And now we choose the latest one. For you, it should be only one. We confirm with OK. And then we do a right click again and run this module only. Okay, so now we have it should be successful with you. Maybe you see, like I do here, there is no data in here. For you, it should work. If you have the same experience like I do right now, then you choose where to start, choose manually, and then you choose a later one, and then we run it again. And now we should have data. And, okay, so this is how it should look like on your end as well. You have here the output. And if you open all the answers here, you have, for example, what is the product? Text answer, answer 1. Here we have what we put in and also the reviews. Here we find the reviews. And this is now what we need to connect to the module here. Okay, so now data. What is the product? We now choose here from the top module, what is the product? We open this, grade, feedback, text answer, answer, value. Now this will be automatically linked here. Next, we go here for the reviews. Okay, so now answer. Reviews 1, grade, feedback, text answer, answer, value. And now we do this for the other two as well to have everything in here. Make sure to go really to the end and not select, for example, here text answer, because then it will put out an error. All right. Wait. Okay, so now we have it connected here. Also, by the way, if you struggle to create this system and user parts here, you can do this by going to add message, and then under role you have system user assistant here, and then you can choose. Okay, next, the max token we put in 0 to allow ChatGPT to use the maximum of tokens, as this is a task we will not do couple of times per hour, and we use ChatGPT 4.0 mini. The cost for this will be really low, so no need to create any restrictions here. Next, we confirm with OK. And then in the next step, we once again build out a new module with OpenAI, create a chat completion. Once again, we choose the model 4.0 mini. And I will paste in the prompt once again. So now we want to be ChatGPT, an expert level marketing research analyst with a deep understanding about human psychology and meta ads. Depending on what ads you run or for what purpose you want to use this automation, you can also tell it to be a blog writer or a copywriter or a Google Ads specialist or whatever you need. You assign this role here, and then you can further solidify it down here in the user prompt. So here, for example, I tell it once again that it's about meta ads, but whatever you do, you simply paste in and you adjust the prompt. Now, once again, we want to connect the data that we have inserted into the Google form and the result that we received from ChatGPT here in our analysis. So down here under data, we want to insert the product once again. And for this, we go in here and then under Google Forms, get a response. What is the product? Grade, feedback, text, answer, value. Here, data for the product and audience. Now we want to connect the result from the previous step from OpenAI, and here we choose result. Okay, so now in the output, we want to define how we want to receive this data. And this depends then on the next step. I will show it to you, but before we confirm by putting in 0 into max tokens, click on OK, save once in a while. Okay, so now you can think about how would you like to receive the analysis? Maybe it's via email, maybe that's via Slack message. However you would like to receive it. In this example, I want to insert the data into a Google Doc, and I want to send the link from the Google Doc into Slack so that I can share this doc also with others, and I have it saved in my Drive directory so that I can access it over and over again and I know where it is. But depending on how you prefer to do it, you can then build out the rest of this automation. In the end of the prompt here, we tell ChatGPT how we would like to have this output formatted. In this case, I mentioned to have it formatted in a way that I can use it in Google Docs. But depending on your preference, you can also tell it to be as HTML, for example, if you want to use it in an email or a website or whatever. Okay, so before we now connect it to Google Docs, what we want to do is we want to create a Google Docs file that we will quickly do, because we want to create here the structure of the document and to assign variables that we can fill in the next step. So for now, we have the analysis of the reviews. And to create variables, you open these brackets 2 times, then you paste in your space holder, and then you close them once again. And we will replace this in the next step with the output that we generated. Okay, I want to insert here a horizontal line, and then we have the add ideas. You can name it whatever you like, because it will be automatically replaced again. All right, this is everything we need to do for now. What we then need to do is you need to once again copy the ID from the document URL. So in my case, this is the URL, and I copy starting from d/ here this long string until before the / once again. So it closes here. Okay, now you copy this. With this, we go back to make.com. We add a new model, which is Google Docs, and we choose create a document from a template. Now, the document ID, you can either choose it, or it's easier if we go here to by mapping under a document from a template. We paste in now the ID that we copied from the URL. And the next step. Now we define the values that we want to have replaced. So we click on add item 2 times. Then we go back to our Google Doc and we copy the part within the brackets. So do not copy it with the brackets, but without them. Under tags, you put them in, and replaced value. Now we put in the value that we want to have replaced. And these are our 2 outputs from ChatGPT. The first is the analysis review. And this is the second module here, and the result. I can also show you if we quickly save it. If you struggle to map the right modules, then you can also make a right click on them, click rename. So first step here, this is the analysis, confirm, and then here right click rename, and this is then the idea creation, for example, confirm. Then if you go back to Google Docs and we put in here our second item under replaced value, then you will find also the description here. Also, if you hover over them, you will see that here on the side, they will start to blink. So this also gives you some reference to know about which module we're speaking. The second item we want to replace now is the ideas creation. So we assign here results under replaced value, and in text we paste in this value here. This we don't need. Okay. All right. So now we have it replaced. Under title, you can give it any name that you would like to do, and that makes it easier also for you to work and to remember this document whenever you search for it once again. So in my case, for example, this is add idea from reviews. And then in the title, I once again mention what product it was about. Because if I would have many different products, then I can map it here. Of course, you can also, in the form, rename this field to brand and then select it here, whatever you would like to have. The last thing is that you want to select the drive location. So there you can search for a folder structure, for example, for a client where you want to put it in. Here I simply chose my drive and that's it. And I confirm with OK. Now we are nearly done. We have our input from the form. We have our output from ChatGPT, and we have a document. Now, in the last step, I want to send the document link to myself in Slack so that I have also a notification that I know that it's ready and that I can work with it. Therefore, in the next and last step, I click on add a module once again. I select Slack and then choose create a message. Under channel ID, you can either use it on enter manually and paste in your channel ID, or you can select from the list. And then in my case, I will use a public channel. And then here you put in the text that you want to send to yourself or to the channel with the output. And you can also use formatting here. So for example, if you use stars, then you can have new document, for example, and very easy, whatever you would like to do, we paste in link. And then here we want to reference then the link from the document that we created. The easiest way to find it is if you click under search items and you search for link, then you have the web view link. Here, this you insert. And then you can confirm with OK. This would be the easiest way to do it. You would, if you want to share it with others, then you may also want to use another module here from Google Docs or from Google Drive, depending on your setup, to change the permissions. But that's something for other automations. For now, you can do it in any way you would like to. But for now, we have it set it up. So let's run it and let's look at the output. So what you can do now is you can paste everything into here your Google form, and then you can go back, go right click, choose where to start, choose manually, then it will load again. Here we choose the input that we already had, you confirm with OK. And then you can click on run once. And then hopefully everything should run as we intended to do. So the ChatGPT modules will load here. And it probably takes around 15 to 20 seconds in total to create the output for you. All right. If you did it the same way that I did, you should have received a new Slack notification. But if you chose to send it to yourself in another way, then you can see that it was successful, because everywhere you have a bubble with a 1 and you have green check marks and green texts underneath the module. If you, for example, click on the bubble of Google Doc, then you can also, here, if you search for it, under Web View Link, you can copy this link and then open it in a new tab, and then we can have a look at the document. So now the Markdown formatting wasn't really transferred to Google Docs. I will show you how you can change this in a second, but here you have all the output. What you can also do in the template, for example, is before you do it, you can here create a headline with analysis. For example, make it bold, make it a bit bigger, assign it a headline role, and then it will be automatically in the output, whatever you prefer. For now, we have everything in here and we have our ideas here with the description of the idea, a headline, and a text for the idea. And depending on what output you prefer, you can change it in the second module, because this is where the ideas are created. And then here under goal, you can tell it what it should do and what the output should look like. This is, of course, depending on your needs. But for now, we have it here. If it looks like this for you and you want to change it, then you can copy everything. Then you can search on Google for Markdown editor. Then, for example, you can go to this one here. And then on the left side, you copy and paste all the text in here. And then here you have the formatted text. This you can copy and then paste in here. Now you have formatted text into your document and have everything ready here. All right, so congratulations. You now have turned your customer reviews into actual ideas for your ads or whatever output you would like to have. And from my experience, from our agency, the reviews are a goldmine because they use the same words that the customers are using. And you highlight the aspects that your audience really likes and actually turn them into customers, and not only the ideas that you have about your brand. So this is the blueprint. Once again, you will find the link for free in the description box. So you can, if you go here to make.com, you can go to more, import blueprint, and then import it. And if you want to learn about another automation, how you can create unlimited ad ideas for your brand or maybe for your client's brand, then you can watch this automation where I will show you how you can use websites and turn them into ad ideas.